It's come from the back of the bat, and a good decision by the umpire. And there were signals there. When he crossed over, he was looking at the edge of the bat.
It never hit the bat, did it? Spot on. The umpire. He's gone for singles in each and every delivery. So it's not a bad thing if he can finish off with 2 more singles. But if he releases a boundary, then it just releases the pressure. Bangladesh will be looking to pick up a boundary. Leading edge, right away on the onside, gets a single.
The 3 boundaries by Mohammed so far. Suddenly, the scoring rate has dipped. There was this edge, pretty clear through a edge.
Well, he's trying to get the fielder inside the circle. Now the third man is coming inside the circle. The man at mid-wicket goes back, so the fielder at deep mid-wicket goes a little bit square. Trying to make some room. In the end, not a bad over, just 6 singles. Now that's poor. That's very, very poor. All shooting off, this comes resulting in an extra run. 7 in that over. Bangladesh, 117 for 5. Very good ball from the openers, Naeem Sheikh and Lichud Kumar Das, so putting on a big partnership of 59. 34 added between Naeem and Mahmudullah also. But they need a big over here. But Graceful is the bowler. Yes, the spinners are finished off, so they have to go back to the seamers. 7 runs in the previous over. Not a single boundary. Altogether, they've picked up 11 fours and 1 6 in this innings of 117. So it's not been easy. Or bowlers on the shorter side, but they still pick up the single.
That's good bowling. That just using that big strong shoulder, hitting the deck just short of good length. And Mohadullah was parked on the back foot. Was waiting for that shot delivery on the leg side or to scoop it. Very crucial over this in the contest of this game, I must say. And Mohadullah is the guy New Zealand know that they have to keep him off strike.
Made up inside the circle. And they slap that away, but to find the fielder in the reef. I think it's important for both these batsmen to realize what are the options, the boundary options. If you look at the onside field, everybody is on the boundary. If you look at the offside field, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 inside the circle. So the option for them is to go over the top on the offside.
That's pretty much makes it clear that you are not going to get something picked up to you. Oh, just crossed that shot, third midfielder. What a boundary. So that's where the boundary has come from. Doesn't matter where it comes from at this point. There's 4 runs in the bag.
Yeah, it really went hard at it. It got a tough edge. And somehow managed to go over the top of the fielder and inside the circle at third man. He went down the wicket. It's a genuine edge, but it really slashed at it. Lucky. Doesn't matter. He's picked up a boundary. That's exactly what you would have hoped for. Pick up a boundary, early boundary in this over. And think of other things. Oh, yeah.
This is Joe. Say hi, Joe. Hi. He's a great one, I might add.
Predictable. he knew that Bracewell will come up the short one, just missing that hand. And yes, the fielder normally takes a start, but they should have just known that trying to save two, you have given a boundary.
If he was behind, it could have been a catch. Mahmudullah would have been back in the hut.
And that's 4 runs difference, really. 4 runs in this score is almost 3% of the total score. Very nicely played. Good fielding, but Mahmudullah retains the strike. It's only 2.
It's good cricket from Mahmudullah. Skipper exactly knows where the fielders are. He was a bit cheeky, but he still managed to put it away. A couple of more runs. So it's always turning out to be a good one for Bangladesh. Very good feeling. Good cricket all around. 12 already in this over. 129 for 5. Could come, or rather not come back for the second. 13 in that over. A good over for Bangladesh. 130 for 5. It's getting into a good momentum, especially if you're Mahmudullah. Mahmudullah now has raced over to 35 of 30 deliveries. The captain leading from the front. He's been excellent with the bat, and with that single, what it does, he gets on strike in the last over. You saw him coming down the wicket, just pulled it a bit short on the leg side. Will he come back for the second? Very good aggressive running. Very good running. Again. Showing off the this time, not resulting in another run.
Again, that fielder at the boundary was just sticking to the boundary ropes. Probably looking at that big shot Mahmudullah played in the last over and resulting in the next run. And Mahmudullah coming back into strike. Well said batsman getting a strike in the last over is very, very essential.
A couple of boundaries in the previous over. Managed to go to 130, so they'll be looking to pick up more boundaries. Can they get to 145, 150? Into the plan. Guided away, we'll have to wait and see whether it got some part of the bat or not. Leg wise.
Surprising for me, Athar, I've seen the seam-up bowlers from New Zealand not use their cutters very well. They're just providing that kind of pace which a batsman likes in this kind of situation. We'll see Mustafizur bowl pretty soon, and we'll see that how many balls they bowl seam up and with full force of the body behind. You have to be clever with the conditions you're bowling in.
You've got to start reading the surface as quickly as possible. And then follow that particular direction. It's a full toss, a low full toss. As he hit it towards the ball, yes, he has, but there's good feeling in the deep. Relay throw gets them only 2.
Right for the Yorker length delivery, but not getting it right. Was in the gap, but good sliding stop. Passed on. Can't stop the second. Yes, last was given them the cushion which they needed. Just that right kind of momentum.
That should be a boundary. That's a clever piece of batting from Nurul Hassan. In intentions were clear. He was eyeing that area, knowing that if it was there, then he's going to bat deep in his crease and pick up a boundary square of the wicket on the onside. Beautifully done.
I thought this is poor bowling, poor thinking. He tried to take off the pace, but once you've got the short fine leg, it's too short and too much in the stumps. Easy pickings. Now he's sending back the long off. He's sending back the fine leg deep. In that case, he has to bring up the mid-off fielder in the circle.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he hit one over the top of the infield here. He's again gone onto the onside. Nicely done. They should come back for the second. Just eyeing that area. The two more there. It's turning out to be a good over. 11 already in this over. The score moves on to 141.
Well, Nurul is playing a hand here. He's got 13 runs and 8 deliveries, and this is the kind of gung-ho approach needed by Bangladesh.
Previous highest. He had to run in, but he timed his dive to perfection, taking the ball inches off the ground. That is a terrific catch.
That's saving 2 runs as well. So something positive for New Zealand to take back into the dressing room. They will feel that probably they have gone maybe 20 runs too many. But Nurul played a very good hand. What a wonderful catch. Full stretch drive. Very athletic. Always pleasing to the eyes. 141 for 6 is a decent score. We always said that it is the highest by Bangladesh this year.
No, it's not a bad effort from Bangladesh, especially in the last 2 overs. Were very fruitful for Bangladesh, but job to do for Tom Latham and his team members. They have a challenging total to chase, 141. It's not going to be easy. Someone has to play a special role with that. And that's what Bangladesh did in their knock of 141. It was good opening partnership of 59 that laid the solid foundation. And in the end, 141 for 6, good contribution from Mahmudullah also.
The 59-run partnership up front was the pillar that this whole innings was built on. And then 32 runs partnership between Nurul and Mahmudullah, putting that icing on the cake. Well, Ravindra picking up 3 wickets. He bowled a good spell. And Patel also going for a few runs this time. Just a single wicket for them. But the seamers have been a bit disappointing. Bennett going for 8 runs and over. And Bracewell going for 10 runs and over.
Have a look at the highlights. It was a partnership. Initially, there was an easy chance which was put down by Colin de Grano. But after that, especially Lijun Kumar put in some line cuts, and then he found his opening partner playing some good shots that went into the stands. And that's where he lost his composure. He's trying to play it on the onset, getting inside edge.
At this time, 2 wickets into deliveries put breaks in Bangladesh press, and then 3rd wicket, Shakib Al Hasan had a couple of good hits before he succumbed also. 12 runs of 7 deliveries, just gave that kind of push to the Bangladesh innings. But after these 3 wickets, then there was some rear guard action. Mahmudullah came in action, and Nurul Hussain finally going 13 of 9. Partnership 32, just in 22 deliveries.
It was a very good one indeed. This is how Mohammad Naeem got out. He also trying to play a big shot. He just started picking up his first wicket. It was so close, but ended up in a boundary. Even that occasion, fielder should have been back. Could have been a pretty decent catch. And that's how it all ended. An excellent catch from Will Young, diving forward. Brilliantly done. New Zealand will need 142 runs of 20 overs at 7.10. We'll take a short break. We'll come back with chase.
very good evening and welcome back to the Shere-Bangla National Stadium for the second half of the second T20 International in the Bangabandhu T20 International Series between Bangladesh and New Zealand. Well, this is what's transpired in the first inning. These are the wickets of Rachin Ravindra, just chopping that one. Liton Kumar Das trying to put it away on goal. This was a superb delivery. Beat him all hands up. He could drag his foot behind the line, which took the rain and was stumped. And this one, trying to play a big shot straight down the throat of the fielder, gave the young man those 3 wickets. And the bowling has been much more precise. We're talking about the bowling, more balls in the good length areas, and that has resulted in the wickets for Rachin Ravindra today. Nothing overpitched, which is very, very disciplined bowling by this young man. Only in his second T20 International. So, New Zealand needing 142 runs of 20 overs at 7.1 runs per over. It's going to be a difficult task. Hasn't been a high-scoring series so far, or even in the Australian series. But if they batten down, if they play the ball to the merit, I think they can make a game of it, as we see the huddle of the Bangladeshis. Time to say good evening to Tino Magoya.
Good evening, Shamim, and good evening to spectators out in the building outside the stadium. They've certainly got themselves a nice vantage point to come and watch the evening's proceedings. Umpire Mokul making his way out. Here they are, any vantage point that they can access to be able to get a bite of the action. Zealand have their work cut out. 142 runs needed. 20 overs. 7.1 to the over required for Bangladesh. Afternoon were exemplary in the way they went about their innings. Realization that pitch is not so conducive. We'll be coming hard at the ball, especially in that first 6 overs. But with wickets in hand, built a good opening partnership. And once you do that, it's always easier to accelerate later on in the innings.
2 opening batters for the Kiwis. Tom Blundell, 31 years old, just into his 5th T20 International match. The strike rate could do a little bit of improvement, but they need them to get off to a solid start. He's partnered by Rachin Ravindra. At the other end, there is a young man, unfortunately, getting out first ball on his debut. He tried to make amends. He's had a good time with the ball, 3 wickets. Maybe that will be reflected in his performance with the bat. Very prospective young man. Very positive the way he bowled. Going to be Sheikh Mahdi Hassan. Early wickets for Bangladesh in the recent past.
The matches.
A slip-in for Mahdi. As the field, as you look at it, as Nur Hassan Sahan takes up his position. Well, settling down for Mahdi Hassan to bowl his first delivery. Blundell. And for the clock to tick over, we're all set to go. Just falling into a decent line early on. That's what the bowlers need to do. Really do not allow any kind of luxury to the batters to get their eye in. That easier wicket to play on than the first T20 International.
Yeah, that certainly has been the case in the Bangladesh innings anyway. I've mentioned several times that the fact that the seamers in particular face
This is Joe. Say hi, Joe.
Hi.
He's a designer. A great one, I might add.
Yes, I am.
I want it to be greater.
Well, it's yet to get a run. Not always looking to get the first run. Content to smother the spin and drop the ball. Got to be watchful. He's got to tell himself, look, not too many gremlins on the wicket, as we saw when Bangladesh batted. So if you just bide your time, be patient, get off to a good start here. Oh, beat him up. All ends up. Did he get a better bat on that? We'll wait and see if there's a signal. Beat the batsman, beat the keeper.
It's lucky. Rachin Ravindra left a gap between bat and pad. Ball snapped through. Just the inside edge is what saved the ball from crashing into the stumps. Mr. Bold has bowled 3 very good deliveries in the right area, drawing the batsman forward.
Well, very, very lucky for the batter on that occasion. Would have been another duck for him. The last ball of the over, from 4 from the first over. New Zealand 4 with others. Second over in progress. New Zealand, a streaky start. It's fortunate Rachin Ravindra getting an inside edge that saved him. And that shot is trying to swing it away and appeal just to negate and take the mind of the umpire off. But Tanvir Ahmed is not going to be drawn into it. Gives the wide.
Not the start that Some would have wanted. The ball for Bangladesh. First game in the series against Australia.
Nasim Ahmed has been pretty good, as you mentioned. Just a loosener first up. He will get those arm deliveries in. Had his success, 12 wickets into his 11th match. 4 for 19 is best. Basically falling in line and not allowing the batsman to get off and get some runs. You can feel the nerves in Rachin Ravindra.
Big shot coming, boys.
Australian High Commissioner taking some time out to come and watch T20 International.
So it's going to be a more interesting match when his team were here. Australians were really in doldrums. 4-1 they lost, and would have been happy outings for High Commissioner, but I'm sure he's an avid cricket fan. That's why he keeps on coming back. Watch the game. Want to see an interesting game out here. Want to see the New Zealanders put their best foot forward after the debacle of the first game. Sure, they've got it in them to come back fighting. Just using the depth of the crease. They can't get it through.
This was Nasim earlier today, going through the paces. Got his markers out there, trying to get that ball to land in the right area. Short and put away with ease. First rank ends the second over. 10 for no loss.
Good start by New Zealand, chasing 142. Shakib Al Hassan is going to be into the attack very early on, as we see Mohamed Al Riyad doing that so often. Sometimes using 4 bowlers in the first 4 overs. It's gone on, and with that man right the way through into this innings also. Right on the money. Shakib will keep it tight. He will try and get the ball to turn, particularly to the left-hander. He does use the arm ball to the right-hander to good effect. Down the wicket, gets underneath that one. It's a long one. It's a bold one. It's a solid strike. Fantastic shot by the batsman.
Well, like this. Bit of a effort by Shakib Al Hassan. He's waited until he's tossed it up and he's got down to the pitch very quickly. His full face to the bat. Limited fielders outside the circle, of course. And Ravindra taking advantage of that. Very nicely struck.
Wonderful shot that is. Will make the fielders wonder in the outfield, but Shakib Al Hassan, a wily old customer, knows how to come back. Oh, and that's the way he comes back. There you go. Just kept the shade low. He got tempted with that short pitch delivery, tried to swing it around. Maybe got a bit of bat on it, and then cutting into the stumps. First wicket down.
Joy for the fans. Those that have made a plan to watch the game. Slightly short from Shakib Al Hassan. Bit of turn. And ricocheted off that back thigh of Ravindra. He'll be disappointed with that because there was an opportunity to get more runs off that delivery. He goes for 10. New Zealand, 16 for 1.
Well, Shakib Al Hassan has done the trick after being hit away for an over boundary. Comes back and removes the young man, Rachin Ravindra. Brings in the skipper, Tom Latham, one of the most experienced in the side. Strike rate of almost 100. He hasn't got a 50 or 100. Distant 15th match for him. That's a bit of a surprise. Played more the longer version cricket and the 50 over cricket than T20. It's off and running with that single.
Ravindra, he disappointed. Was poor delivery. Got through it before the ball did. Probably just held up in the surface. Ricocheting off the back leg into the stumps. Visible disappointment in the face of the young man.
He's mixed it very nicely. Comes around the wicket to the left-hander. Slowed it down to 80 when he got the wicket of Rachin Ravindra. And the angle, it didn't seem to be a wicket-taking ball, to tell you frankly. It looked rather innocuous. Heading down the leg side, then getting a brush from the thigh and getting that wicket. 8 in that over, 18 for 1. So a little bit of a stuttering start. They got a couple of sixes in, and they're looking pretty confident, both Ravindra and Blundell. But then Ravindra just couldn't gauge the speed of a low, slow one from Shakib Al Hassan and got deflection onto the wickets. Big Mehdi Hassan, second over, had a decent first over, just the 4 runs. Run rate not of concern at the moment, going at 6. Oh, what about that? Thank you very much. As simple as that. It's crazy the way he came forward. Unfathomable, the approach of the batsman there, and he's just thrown it away.
I've got no problem with the using his feet. The problem I have is going across the line. Moment there, looking to push the ball into the onside. Ball carrying on straight with the arm, and a pretty simple stumping for Nurul Hassan. So he enjoyed that. Mehdi Hassan gets his first wicket. New Zealand lose their second, 18 for 2.
Well, suddenly the thing turned around. William comes in. It's not fashion that Blundell got out. He got beaten all ends up. And you see Nurul Hassan, as he comes way forward, he's way out of the ground. He's beaten nothing with a bat. He doesn't take off the bails. He waits, and he sees that the batsman's given up. And then he whips off the bails. He took his time about it. Very cheeky from Nurul Hassan. Got us all confused at one point in time. No celebrations either. Just matter of factly doing what they did.
I think this is the case of gone so far down, you're not going to get back, are you? I'll just hold the ball, tease you for a bit, and then I'll take the bails off.
Extraordinary. You don't often see that. Well, with those 2 wickets, I'm afraid New Zealand have been pegged back. They started off quite positively, lost the first wicket at 16, then at 18. New batsman in, Will Young. It's just in his 5th match in his T20 international career. A lot of it to be done by him. Has to steady the rocking boat alongside his captain. He's wondering what's going on. 2 wickets, one definitely the last one in a very bizarre fashion, and also the one of Rachin Ravindra, really against the tide, against the run of play. And that ball goes on towards the batsman. That is the overdone, successful over after 4 9 for 2. Well, that's what's transpired. 141 posted by Bangladesh, which is a good total on this wicket. New Zealand struggling at 19 for 2. It's going to be Nasum Ahmed. Little erratic in his first over, but with the success and fall of wickets being brought on. continuing here.
Oh yes, yes, boy. Nasu.
Well, today's match is dedicated to the cancer community. This is a joint initiative by Bangladesh Cricket Board and the Bangladesh Cancer Aid Trust, BANCAT. To know more about the initiative in details, visit BANCAT Facebook page, Facebook Bangladesh Cancer Aid Trust. The Bangladesh team will be wearing armbands today in this match dedicated to the cancer warriors, and so are we, warriors, and help for a good cause.
Yeah, boy. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Big shot coming, boys. Big shot coming, boys.
41 posted by Bangladesh. At the moment, the bowlers dictating terms. They're needing 123 runs.
Short. And put away. The only fielder back on the boundary on the leg side. There's a deep backward square leg. So acres of space to his left. Young takes advantage of that.
Well, he's looking a little pensive. Not for the first time. Giving that ample opportunity with British delivery, allowing the batsman to go and deep it. And then he comes back, overcompensating with a full toss, and is properly put away to cow corner for another boundary. So rather loose bowling here from Nasim Ahmed.
Good batting from Young. Short delivery before, put that away, and that's the reason why the bowlers overcompensated. Trying to get that one a little bit fuller. It's a full toss. And he just eases that through the gap. The boundaries. In the over. And a good over. So the first 5 gone in the chase by New Zealand, 27 for 2.
শেষ পর্যন্ত কষ্ট করতে হবে ইজি কিছু না ভাই ইজি কিছু আসবে না কাম বয়েজ
27 for 2 is pursuit of 142.
Yeah!
I think important for the batsmen from New Zealand to realize the fact that there are runs to be made. You just have to be a little bit watchful initially. And if you do get set, we've seen what kind of an opening partnership from Little Kumar Das and Mohammad Naim really set up the total of 140 plus. So once you do get set, you really don't want to play big shots. You will get opportunities. Just pick up boundaries. We've already seen a couple of boundaries in the previous over. It all depends who are in the middle, because it's not easy when a new batsman come into the crease. You have to get used to the condition, adapt and adjust. The ones in the middle, if they are set, then they need to carry on. Quick delivery.
A bit slower and wider from the right-hander.
Oh yes, boy!
That's good work from Mahdi. As you mentioned rightly so, Atabai, there's also important for these New Zealand batters to bring some sort of stability, to make the dressing room feel a bit more comfortable after the first game.
Oh yes, boy, no boy.
He's bowling in really good areas, not really giving too much room, bowling on stumps. We talked about the line, this is a blind ball, and that's how he set him up. Bit of a turn, and then playing all over it. Beautifully bowled. Went straight there, didn't turn at all. It's the arm ball. Good from Mahdi Hassan. Just a single in that over, 28 for 2. Mustafizur Rahman back in the attack. Playing his 50th match, T20 international career, 71 wickets. Best of 5 for 22. And he'll be really looking forward to put in a very good effort with the ball. He picked up 3 wickets in the first T20 international. Starts with a wide delivery and has been put away. Very nicely played from the left-hander Latham. And it picks up a boundary on the very first ball from Mustafizur Rahman.
It was a quicker one to start by Mustafizur. It was a touch short and a touch wider. Latham was lashed onto it. He knew the fielder was wide there at the third man region and played it purposefully. Very good batting from Latham. Mustafizur realizing the fact that he needs to bowl a bit fuller and onto the stumps.
There was a third man in place, but he beat that quite fine. It's a very good shot. Again, nicely tucked away. Looking for the second, which is not there. It has been a difficult power play for the Black Caps. Couple of big shots. Down the ground this time.
Yeah, that's
And
it,
then,
boy.
ball keeping low. Shaki breaks through. And then he's playing all over. Beautiful piece of bowling. The arm ball from the right arm from Shakmadi.
Bola kita tungguin kore.
Now, this was a couple of boundaries in that over from Nasum Ahmad. Right, just taking some time in the middle to set his field. And all the 6 overs, the power play. 6 overs bowled by the spinners. First time this season, he's been informed. Right, there's the gully in place. Not a bad start for New Zealand. Yeah, they will get opportunities to pick up runs.
First cutter from Mustafizur Rahman after bowling 2 quick deliveries in the first 2 balls. Probably warming up himself. Young reaches to 10 and Latham on 7 of 7. And that's the bowling of Mustafizur Rahman. Look how he used his wrist at the same time his fingers for his slower ones. He gets a lot of revolution on that slower delivery. It's also tricky for the batsman to judge whether it's going to turn or it goes skid on or it kept low. Been working under pace bowling coach Otis Gibson and he's been terrific since the Australia series.
Well, he was literally unplayable when he came into the scene. Right and center. Mustafizur Rahman. The bat started to realize that what he was trying to do, this was a full seam-up delivery. He picked up 3 wickets. That's a slower one. Getting caught in the deep. And he got one more. Again, a slower delivery. It's the cutter. Has been a really great feature. What a great catch that was from Mohammad Saifuddin also. But now the batsmen have started to realize that they do expect, again, it's a cutter. If he had picked that one up and could have gone to hit the stumps, could have been spelled trouble for the batsman.
undoubtedly been a magician with the ball, Mustafizur Rahman. But need to realize the fact that pitch is a lot better than the previous game. He need to adjust his length and line as well. Obviously, his cutters and slurs will come handy today as well. The batsmen need to be really careful facing this creek. I would say he's a magician.
Well, they've picked up another single, so it's been a very good over for the Black Caps. 9 in that over, 37 for 2 after 7. Four bowlers used so far. Masim has got 14 and 2. Mustafizur Rahman, would you believe it? In his own den, has gone for 9 in the very first over. Mahdi Hassan has been very good. In comes Mahmudullah Riyad. Right arm off spinner, the skimmer, for bringing himself on. In his 99 T20 international. Shots to the short one. I think you can just see the New Zealand batsmen are just getting used to these conditions. They don't seem to be in any sort of hurry. I think that has been the key feature for their batting. It's only a partnership of 24 deliveries for this pair. But once they get going in this fashion, they will start to feel a little bit more comfortable. They were had no clue whatsoever in the first T20 international, getting bowled out for 60.
Sabar, boys. Come, boys. Yeah.
Again on a shorter side, so they're just looking to hit in the gap and create the strike, which is good, very good batting from there.
I think both the batsmen are also trust.
I think we're unique because now, as you can see, we are in a studio atmosphere. We're not.
Batting from this pair.
I think both the batsmen are also trusting the pitch and using their feet as well, looking the ball till the last moment, which hasn't been the first game. So far, these two batsmen. Shot again from Mahmudullah and well negotiated by Tom Latham for a single.
I think the other thing which is also quite evident is the fact that how the pitch is behaving in comparison to the one that we saw in the first T20 international. I think this is a better surface for batting. And they need to realize that. What the Black Caps need to understand that they need to back themselves up. If you have wickets in hand, maybe last 5 overs, you can really kick on from there on. So you need to be sensible. Ensure that you just bat along. And you will get the opportunities to score runs. A couple of good deliveries from Mahmudullah. Keeps the batsman quiet.
It's also important how the Bangladeshi bowler reacts when the pitch is a lot better compared to the previous few matches where the spinners just dominated the battles. Once again, a short delivery, smashed it away, one bounce over the fence for 4. That's a very good shot from Young to end the over, 44 for 2.
98 of 72 deliveries. That's what New Zealand need. 26 in partnership and just 29 deliveries between Will Young and Tom Latham. Tucker back in the attack.
Good ball, boys. Keep working hard. Keep
Look at the
working
colours in
hard,
the
boys.
shoes.
Just matter of one ball.
Stands
Matter of
out.
one good ball. Matter of one good ball, boys.
As a performer too, mind you. Now this is good going. This is very good going.
Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen.
There are opportunities for batsmen to pick up boundary. If it's a loose delivery, you have to hit it away and put it away for a boundary. That's exactly what Will Young has done. The poor delivery to finish the over. And he knows it. Yes, they've lost 2 wickets. Since then, the last. Try to play the reverse. He's just gone over the top of the keeper. You don't get a shot to play if you're not in control.
Will Young looking really good, especially the boundary of the last ball. Scored a 50 on his debut against Bangladesh earlier this year. Scored 297 runs in the Super Smash T20 competition, including 100. So this guy can bat and he can hit the ball hard.
There are different conditions. What he needs to realize, the numbers that you mentioned is back in New Zealand. It's not easy for batsmen to go all guns blazing, especially on with this kind of a surface. So you got to balance it with caution and aggression. You got to put the right one. And once you do decide that you're going for a big shot, you got to make sure that you clean, hit it cleanly. Allen also available, not playing today. And they'll be hoping that he's fit enough to play the third one because he's such an important player.
Otherwise, you've noticed Shakib Al Hasan bowling at a bit smaller run up than he bowls normally. Seen it in the first game as well. Probably he's trying something new. Shot again, punch on the back foot for a single.
In his second over now, Shakib Al Hasan has gone for 1 for 12. Economy of 7.2. It's a nice little partnership for the Black Caps here. Partnership now 30 of 33. This is good batting, very good batting. He's playing with the spin and he's not trying to hit that too hard, so they'll come back quite easily for the second.
It was a lot fuller from Shakib this time. Easy pickings for Tom Latham. Play that sweep shot. Shakib Al Hasan is a cunning player, cunning bowler. Always tries to improve himself, always tries to improve as a bowler. Champion act.
Yeah, with that couple of runs, 50 comes out for New Zealand. He's gone for 6 in that over. It's 50 for 2. Now this is a very good job from New Zealand. They're putting up a fight. Make no mistake here. 5 fours and 1 in the innings of 50. And what is more important, after losing both the openers early on, we've added now the next 2 batsmen have added 32 of 35 deliveries. That is a very, very crucial. Mahmoudini is the new bowler. Yeah, we spoke about the surf. This certainly seems to be a lot more better in terms of batting. But they need to be consistent in line and length. He also was very impressive with the ball in the first T20 international. He bowled only 2 overs. He picked up 2 for 7. And he broke that partnership between Tom Latham and Henry Nicholls when they were looking a little bit comfortable in the middle. And he got rid of both the batsmen. Let's see what he has to offer tonight. Nicely played. The ball coming on nicely onto the bat. So batsmen will feel comfortable. Both these batsmen have now spent some time in the middle. They just start to grow in confidence.
Mohammad Saifuddin has got a few variations under his sleeve. He can bowl those yorkers, bowl those slower bouncers, and also bowl fast onto the stumps. Bangladesh desperately need a wicket from here on. They need to break this partnership. These two batsmen are proving to be dangerous for the home side now.
Change in the field. Mustafa Rahman has been called to come inside the circle at short third man. In open spaces on the onside just releases the pressure, because once you're bowled on the stumps, the batsman is dying to just put back to ball and look for a signal. So this is good thinking, good batting. At this stage, Bangladesh were 59 without loss. So it's just not bad going at all for New Zealand. I think this has been very good.
Impressive batting, I must say. They're rotating the strike, as Shakib mentioned after the first game. It's not easy to score those boundaries in such pitches, though this pitch is a lot better than the first one, but still, singles and doubles are very crucial.
Yeah, if you keep on rotating the strike, it just releases the pressure, whether you pick up a boundary or not, no matter what. And you have a new batsman in front of you as a bowler. And there is he's the one who picked up a couple of wickets. This was the first game. He broke that partnership and was looking a little bit threatening. That was Tom Latham. And then Henry Nicholls also chipping one in the air. An easy catch for Mushfiqur Rahim. Again on the onside, so no one inside the circle in front of the square. Very good running. They've come back for the second. This is excellent from this pair.
And played with soft hands as well, making sure the ball doesn't travel fast to the fielder, and in the process manages to take a couple of runs. Keeper at the middle, taking the responsibility for his side. Remember, it's an inexperienced New Zealand side. Tom Latham making a comeback to the side after 4 years. Played that leg for a single again.
Yeah, without taking any unnecessary risk, they have picked up 6 runs in this over, and still a ball to be bowled in this over. The required run rate now is under 9 runs an over, so this is pretty decent going for the Black Caps. They're going at a rate of under 6 runs in an over. As long as these two batsmen can bat maybe perhaps another 5 overs, then things will look very, very good for New Zealand and worry time for Bangladesh. So they'll be desperately looking to break this partnership. Oh, nicely played. It's a little bit fuller. A good-looking shot. Only a single, but they have 7 runs in the over. It's very good for New Zealand. 57 for 2 after 10.
Well, it's pretty much neck and neck with the two warms, isn't it? And that is good from the New Zealand perspective. They've put up a very good partnership with 39 runs of 41 balls, and they're looking to go towards that target and that all goes well. This partnership between Young and Latham has just turned them around after ball of 2, getting 4.1. That's a bit of a surprise.
Oh, yes, boy, yes,
The wicket
boy.
has is slightly worrying.
Well, Bangladesh celebrating the 100th birth anniversary of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman,
Working hard, boys,
and
working
also
hard.
it is
Finish over and come, guys.
the 50th year of independence. Swings, misses, very fortunate, could have gone anywhere. And also Bangladesh celebrating 50 years of independence.
You're mentioning the degree of spin. I think Bangladesh spinners have not really tried to spin the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Shakib, as it is, doesn't spin the ball. He relies more on the accuracy, the kind of length he bowls, and the kind of arm ball, which just comes in with the arm, just drifts in.
Of course, as I mentioned, observing the Golden Jubilee, 50 years of independence for Bangladesh. Bangladesh doing well in all spheres, economically and in sports, as we can see.
Chance coming,
Looks
boys.
good.
Oh, yes.
The ball nicely skidding onto the bat now, and Tom Latham just giving that kind of maturity that is needed for this partnership. 61 for 2.
Still long way to go. Still long way to go, boys.
Second,
Keep working hard. Keep working hard. Come on, guys.
30 runs just coming off 26 deliveries. Oh, this one was cleverly bowled. Slow. Not giving that kind of pace. Just tempting Young to hold out in the deep.
You did mention that Shakib normally does not give the ball too much air to get purchase out of the wicket, but on that occasion it did and almost got a wicket. It's sliced and it's taken. That is a superlative way to get out the batsman. He tempted him to go for that little bit of a drive, got the outside part of the bat, and a very good look has taken.
Well, this man has done it again. There were signs of nervousness, but this guy comes on and gives them that wicket they needed. And the man who was looking dangerous, Young, was getting a bit restless. Good catch. Full stretch. Saifuddin also had a wonderful catch in the last match, and Shakib does it again. Young, good hand. 22 runs he got, but New Zealand now 61 for 3.
Ready?
Well, exactly what the doctor ordered for Bangladesh. Shakib Al Hasan delivering the goods once again in the last ball of the previous over. Colin the ground arm comes in with the non-stop ball of the previous over. From Latham has got his work cut out. His captain at the other end has just lost his partner. They're looking to build up a good partnership, but eventually Young got tempted to go for a drive and hold out.
But Tom Latham would look towards Grandholm, because Grandholm has been a regular in the first team for a bit now. He's been demoted in the batting order. First game he batted number 4. Oh! He was a corner.